Hey everybody, Christopher here, your real estate tech genius. Thanks so much for attending this episode of The Index. It's a webinar series that we came up with here just recently to just kind of answer questions about real estate for anybody out there that's just looking to be able to get some answers. And so thank you so much for attending this session, and we'll go on and get started. I am a couple of minutes late today. I'm supposed to be your real estate tech genius, and I have so many problems with getting some of this technology to work for me. So, but I guess that's normal and natural. All right. So again, this webinar series that we're hosting now, and we're going to continue to host them probably about once every other week to just answer questions for people who are looking to either sell or purchase your home. Right, today's session is going to be for both demographics, but it's going to start gearing towards people who are looking to sell their homes, to just kind of give you an understanding of what the process looks like and what it takes. And we also went out to LinkedIn, and to meetup.com and to a lot of other social sites to determine what questions are people really asking out there and about real estate, and how can you get the information that you need so that you can be an effective buyer or you can be an effective seller in the industry. So you know what? Instead of talking so much, I will go on and get started right now. So the first question that I have from one of my guests, Sandy, is how do I get started with buying a house? And one of the things that I always tell someone is to go out and get on the internet, because that is where everything is right now. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. And some of the places that I like to go that I could get some real good information on is one of the one of the areas or places that I get a lot of information from is realtor.com. So www.realtor.com. If you go to www.realtor.com, you can get a lot of great information about properties in your area. You can make specifications about the type of property that you want, the number of bedrooms. So you can go there to look to start finding information about how to purchase a property. So let's say that you're looking to get your property listed. I would say do the same thing. Go to www.realtor.com, and you can go in and search for other properties in your location that have similar criteria on there. So 123 Main Street, Atlanta, Georgia. And let's see what comes up there. So you can put in this information to realtor.com, to Trulia, and to quite a few other websites to determine exactly how much in property to buy, and in that area how much the property is going to cost you. So so right there we're looking at 123 Main Street, and you know, it just has a lot of information about the property. So we can find out how many square feet it is, when was it built, the actual location, other property area has sold for, and the size of them, and how much it costs, if it's for sale or not. And you can also put in information to determine or to be able to get an agent. And if you're looking to sell your property, you do the same thing. Look for your address, and then at the bottom it'll have agent that specializes in your area that you can be able to get information from. So that is the answer to that question. How do I get started with buying a house? You go on the internet. So is now a good time to sell your property? I would say that there is no time like the present to be able to sell your house. Let me put this back on me. There is no time like the present to sell your house. Right now, what's happening in the market is that valuations of properties is going back up. I actually have an appraisal coming out this coming up week for a property that I think that the price of the purchase is a little overpriced, but I'm hoping that the appraiser sees the value in the property and still give us the price that we're looking for. But yes, right now is a really good time. Valuations are going up. It's more people looking to make purchases. And one of the things that I've experienced that I've been telling people, rule of thumb, is if you're out looking for properties on the internet and if you are able to find the date that it was listed onto the website, make sure that it's less than 2 weeks before your current date. So like today is the 20th of May. I won't look at anything that begins before May 1st because 9 times out of 10, if or even May 6th, because 9 times out of 10, if it is older than that, it means there's something wrong with the property. So good properties that market really well, that the owner has cleaned up the place, it looks nice, and it's at the right price, those are staying on the market less than 2 weeks. So yes, right now is a great time to start going out and looking for property. One other question is, how can I get the most money out of my house now? And I'm sorry, I just have to plug Real Estate Tech Genius. So if you go to www.retechgenius.com, and if you go to our blog section, you can go and look at a ton of articles, webinars, gadgets. So you can go out and look at a ton of articles, blogs, podcasts that gives you step-by-step instructions on all the activities that you need to perform to be able to have a successful showing and to be able to get your house sold. So here we go. Let me see. I think this is my website here. So I went to www.retechgenius.com, and it seems that we may be having some problems with the website. I've been having a few of them here lately. So yeah, if you go to retechgenius.com, you can get a lot of information. But really, all you need to do to get started with trying to advertise your property and how to get the most out of it, there's 2 rules of thumb: location, 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 and the price. So if your house is already a not so good location, what you can do is just market it better and have a good selling price that'll be able to get it taken off the market. So those are 2 rules of thumb. Another question that I have is, where do I get a lender? There's tons of sites out there that provides information about lenders. So if you go to www.lendingtree, they have a ton of agents that you can speak to. Here at Real Estate Tech Genius, I try to work with multiple types of lenders. So I have lenders that specialize in down payment assistance programs, home renovation programs. I have some that perform hard money lending. So for those investors out there, I also work with lenders that work with people who have tough and challenging credit. And then I also have a lender that can do quick turnarounds if the person have good credit. So, I try to have a gambit, and I always advise my potential buyers that you also need to go out and get at least 3 lender estimates or pre-approvals, just so that you could be able to see how these different entities are looking at it. Because I had one client who one lender would only give him 115, I think it was, and then he went somewhere else and was able to get up to 140. So that good rule of thumb on that. So go to like www.lendingtree to look for some, ask a qualified agent like myself, and you should be able to come out. Okay, so should I renovate before selling? I always think that it is a good idea to renovate long before you're thinking about selling, because one of the things that I run into all the time with my sellers is that they have so much of an emotional tie to the property that they just don't want to give the property up, or they want the people to have the same value that they did by living in the house. So I'm bringing up www.houzz.com, house.com. I think this is a great website for you to be able to go in and get all kinds of information about staging your property, the different decor that they have for the different seasons, for the different rooms. As you can see here, they have all these different links that you can be able to go to get information about staging or renovating your property prior to you actually getting it listed. And then they also have a list of vendors that you can go out and use. Again, you can go to a qualified real estate agent who could be able to get that information to you, or go to this website. I don't have any ties to House, but I think that they are wonderful because they can really give you some good like furniture ideas that you can put inside your kitchen that they're selling, things like that. And then they also have areas where you could just go in and look at pictures. So really great website, and I highly recommend it if you're looking to do some renovations. And the last question that I have is, when is the best time of the year to buy a house? Well, I would say it like this: the real estate cycle goes in a cyclical format. So January to about March 15, the housing market is pretty slow. Everybody's just recovering from the winter, and it's ugly outside. Nobody really wants to see it. And then the weather started changing drastically at the end of March, and that's when the season begins. And April, May, June are probably one of the highest points that comes about when people are looking for properties. July kind of slows down. July and August kind of slows down because folks have gone on vacation and school starts back up. But in the middle of August until probably around the beginning of or the middle of October, it picks up again. People are back in school. And they're looking to move somewhere to go to school, and then the real estate season kind of pumps up again. And then in the middle of October, it kind of slows down. The weather starts getting a little crazy again, and the holiday season starts. And so from middle of October to December, it's slow. So I would say from like November to March, it's not a lot of activity. For those who are looking to sell their property for the best price, I would say that that's the best time to sell it, because you don't have as much competition at the time. So, all right, well, that's the information that I have for you guys. I appreciate you joining the session. And hey, we are going to have one again in about another 2 weeks. Please go to realestatetechgenius.com and drop us a comment at the bottom of the website. You can leave a comment about this webinar, or you can leave a comment about what you think a topic would be for our next session. And also for those out there that are looking to, purchase or sell your house specifically, make sure you reach out to me so that I can provide you a free comparable or comparison of your properties to other properties in your neighborhood so that you can see what value of your house is. And things are changing all the time. Here in Atlanta specifically, we have a ton of new projects. We got 2 stadiums coming up. We have the Beltline and a lot of other activity that's going on. So just give me a call or shoot me an email, Christopher@retechgenius.com, and let me get you a free comparable. And act fast because things are changing so quickly nowadays. So have a good one. Thank you.